Okay, guys. I don't know how many is going to join me tonight. I'm not announced. None of that stuff. I'm camping. So I decided I was going to do a live narrative tonight. Just for something to do. To get back on track here. I'm going back into the Infinity Readings and Reviews room on Monday. So I wanted to kind of just start the energy back up in here and start doing more action out here. So I'm starting tonight. So I got a few decks here. I'm just going to do a live narrative. And we're just going to read what comes, like catching the vibe for the day, the week, the month, whatever you need it for. I don't know that I'll be in weekly, but I'm hoping to be in twice a month at least on YouTube. So hopefully that'll happen. So here we go. I got the Tarot Mucha is what I'm starting with. And I'm just going to give her, I don't know, I've got a lot of decks here I brought with me. And I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm kind of very spontaneous, so I'm going to just kind of go with the flow here. So we'll start with the regular tarot deck, and we'll go from there. So I'll bring out, they're showing me 2, 3, and 2. Okay, so we'll go that way. And see what we got. So, and then we'll expand. I think it's like a present, past, present, and future thing. That's correct. Is what we're getting here, and we'll see what we get. Okay, here we go. So the first card. So mine, this is my little camper. Camping, so there's moths. They're not moths, they're bats. But they're everywhere, and they're hidden in like my drapes and stuff, and they've just been hiding all day. As soon as I open the lights, they go nuts. There might be a few swoop down on me. I don't know. Hopefully they won't. Way they're pretty freaking big. I don't know if it's just the shadowing in here or what. But I might be swatting a few. So here we go. Okay, the first card, 2 of Pentacles. So I don't have my little, I never brought my little rack. This is about, okay, I got to get in zone here. This is about balancing. This woman here in this deck, some of the decks, they're way off. Like ones, I feel like this deck here is pretty mellow and kind of romantical. I find it anyway. She is looking to get balanced with some things. Just give me a minute. Yeah, giving me a sense that things in the past have been rough, and we're starting to calm that down, is the sense that I'm getting from this card. So whoever, male or female, this is going to jive with people, period. There may have been some rough waters we had to tend to in the past, and we're looking to balance that out more. Oh, that little light of mine doesn't help with this. So yeah, balancing out in that way. So first card, boom. Okay, second card. I don't know if this is a knight or a page. I think this is a page because he's got no horse. And he's got no throne. So the Page of Swords. Yeah, trying to gain a lot of thinking here. It's like this guy's not really action oriented in here. Not many of the pages are. They're usually messages of truth and communications that go back and forth, okay? Feel like this is a sideline. It's going to take me a bit to get into the energy here. I feel like this is a sideline to what they're trying to balance out. So you may have stuff here that you're trying to balance. The sense I'm getting is not so much balance as chaos is kind of disappearing from us. And that's helping us even our vibe out. That's really what I'm getting from this card. And then from here is about communicate. I feel like there's a sense here of stopping communication, even though this is messengers of this, but I feel like this is having to stop, kind of shush for a while. Not an aggressive stop, but just mulling things over and not communicating, like an urge to not communicate in order to. It's one step up from being passive, really, is the sense I get here from this card. Okay, I'm gonna cool down here and explain better. So the next, so I feel like this is maybe energy that has passed us, but nonetheless still drifting into our present, but passing away. So the Four of Cups, that's in our now, okay? So the Four of Cups, she don't look too happy here. Disappointed. But also this card is more about boredom and discontent rather than disappoint, right? Discontentment with what's being offered or what's put forth, or with life in general. I feel like there's a sense of this going on. We've had chaos in our past. Things are starting to calm down energetically, meaning there's not so much rambunctious, chaotic stuff going on at the moment. But I feel like there's a sense of humdrum, like not. So it's not the greatest now. Maybe the chaos was something we were used to. Okay, so the Four of Cups. Beside that, we get another Page of Wands. And this guy's contemplating taking action. He can be a messenger of something that causes you to take action. That's usually what I case him to mean in most decks. This guy here is more pensive. He's like, I want to do this, but I got to take account of this, that, and the other. And I feel like he's connected right to this page because he's looking at him, right? Or wait. Yeah, the way they're sitting on the table is he's looking at him in this page. Sorry about the light, guys. It's crappy in here. But not much I can do with that. I don't think moving it forward helps, does it? Not really. But anyway, so that Swords guy is looking at the action. So the talker is looking at the action, right? And this could all be encased in one soul here. We have some verbal motivation coming in the form of a way to take action, but we're really holding ourselves back from that. Not wanting to move or take action is really the sense that I do get. Okay, so after that, we get the Queen of Pentacles. Man, she's just in there. She was in the last reading I did as well. So that's that sense of the be-all, do-all, end-all, right? The Queen of Pentacles on the feminine side, she really is the woman that can take care of the kids. She's successful in her job. Hey, Shada, happy Saturday to you, too. I am just camping the last weekend before the year closes out, and I got to put the camper away. So I'm just chilling, and I thought I want to go on and do a reading. So this is what I'm doing. So hopefully this helps you out in some way. Picking up energy here. I might even do a romance read. We'll see. So the Queen of Pentacles, right? She's the one. She really does. She's cool, calm, collected. She's got all her crap together. And she's able to run a household successfully and calmly. And she's also able to run a job as well. She come home. She can do everything even keel, right? Very balanced and whatnot. So this is her. Now, this could be your energy, could be someone in your life that is surrounding you or that you're dealing with, okay? And that is the sense I'm getting here. Why? Because we have a page right next to her, which almost symbolizes like a mother. and sun, or someone that we look up to in a way, or feel underneath in a way. Like, what's the word underneath? That we feel, that we look up to. That's more backwards. Okay, now towards the future. We have the Eight of Swords. We know that that is feeling bound by our beliefs, bound by our belief systems, things that we think should be that limit us, but they actually don't limit us. We're free to do whatever we want. Self-limiting beliefs, really, that's what that's all about. So there's a sense of this coming up or tripping us up in the future, okay? Next card, and last until we start getting clarifiers here, is the Nine of Wands. So these two go quite well together. But not in a good way, right? So the 8 and the 9, the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. We're talking about, yeah, and another thing is you might hear like traffic going by because I'm right next to a road here, quite close. So sorry for that, but it's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday nights. Okay, so 8 and 9. Yeah, there's something going on here. Just give me a minute. Yeah, we're feeling pretty fed up with things. Maybe a person, okay? You may have, in the sense I'm getting for some, this may fit, may have a mother figure or someone that's mothering us, and we allowed them to do that up to this point, but we may have drawn a line here. There's something about that. Now, this 9 of Wands is that end of the rope feeling, but it's like I got more chug here and I'm just going to keep going because I'm not quite done yet. It's feeling fed up, but we're not ready to let go, right? And this is mentally being blocked. This is kind of almost in a physical aspect of it. The 9 of Wands is like we're fed up physically, drained physically. And the 8 of Swords is we're really blocked mentally in certain ways, right? I'm trying to go this way and I'm going the wrong way. So a bit of a blockage here as we go. Now just give me a minute. I'm going to go. Trying to get into the, I've been out for so long here. They're wanting me to go successively down with the cards. And I've got my love and romance, and they're going, let's start going into that. Even though I get a vibe here of a friendship level, it may also apply to some people in relationships, okay? So I'm going to move to my Sun and Moon Tarot. I love the deck. I love this deck. It's very cute. So I'm going to move to that and clarify with that. And see, I'm just going to give it, I pre-shuffled, but I'm going to give it a quick shuffle. See if we can't bump this up and see what's going on. Holy. Okay. Here we go. This flipped out 2 of Cups, right? So I'm going to leave that there on its own. Okay, I'll clarify this. Just go down the line here. I'm wondering if they want me to go across again or down or what the heck. I'm a little too spontaneous today. Okay, and I'm adding this extra 2 of Cups. I'm leaving that out. Going card by card. Okay, so 2 Cups kind of fell out sloppily. That is, right, unions and whatnot. Now, lovers, it's kind of the soft-ended lovers. It could mean friendships or unions were deep feeling, mentally connected, physically as well in this picture. But love, right? This is about love. So here we go. that first scenario may be something that on the surface may be happening in your friendship circle, but now we're going to get into the love zone here. Okay, so we're talking about the balancing energy, right? What is this woman doing? She had chaos in her past, and somehow it stopped. Now I'm getting a sense that there may have been either a squabble or a line that was drawn with someone, or just something. Sorry, I got Saturday camping here. It's not great. But anyway, something that was put upon this person that kind of calmed things before they actually, they're trying to, how do I express? They're trying to balance things after there's a lull, right? There's a lull, like they've had a lot of chaos and go on, and then all of a sudden things stopped, and now they're trying to balance things out. That's the only way I can explain it or express it. Now, on top of that, we get the Ace of Swords. So what are we talking about? That's about truth, victory, success, things that are successful. So we may be in a position where we're standing our ground against something, or putting our foot down. I'm getting the sense of this, putting our foot down against someone or something. And that is in regards to the truth here, trying to get to the bottom, the root of things. And that's what it's about. Okay, that's what that card's about. Now, as we move into the thinking swords energy, and then I feel like it's just very pensive, right? Sky, he's just, oh, wrong way. He's just looking at things and thinking a lot. Lots going on in the brain there, but he's not taking action. He's not even close to that. He's just thinking about a lot of things. Now, on top of that, we get the Ten of Swords, which is the ruin. So that explains, oh man, I'm on the wrong side. That explains where this energy is coming from. We've had a situation, and again, I feel come across our path where, you know, the last straw, Ten of Swords, that's the last sword. I can't take anymore. I'm done. Hey, love, I'm just going to do a narrative, and then if you can hang on till the end, we'll pull you some cards here. So the Ten of Swords is really what these people are thinking about, whatever energy I'm picking up on here. There's a sense of ruin, as this card puts it, ruin that has come across this person, and that's really what they're deep in thought about. Okay, so the next next card was the Four, was talking about the discontentment this person was feeling around them in their life. I feel like maybe not so much an offer coming forward, but how they're feeling about things in their life period. Then I get the Six of Cups, which is interesting because that talks about pleasure. And I feel here, because they're kind of opposite cards, right? This one's about disappointment or discontent, and this one's about the opposite, pleasure. So the sense I'm getting is that we may have given up on something that in the past made us happy, okay? Because the Six of Cups is really about being with people that make us happy, and look at them, they're just like, you know, frolicking in the water. This is what kids do when they're happy and whatnot. So there's a sense here of being happy, but that it's no longer here, or there was something that got in the way of that. I feel like it has to do with decisions that were made. Okay. Next card is that Page of Wands, right? So we got the Page of Wands, and that's that thinker. Again, he's thinking, what's he going to do? Because I get this sense, like, yeah, it's starting to come here. Getting a sense we had something come down upon us, just what didn't make us happy. We were happy, and now all of a sudden we're not happy. We're not happy with anything in our life because of what happened. And this is thinking about that and going, what the hell happened here? Now, we get a Four of Wands, and in this deck, interestingly enough, it's about completion. Now, just give me a minute here. It's almost like it looks like the wheel of fortune, the wheel of fate is what it's showing me. And then these people are on it. And there's fire there at their feet. Sorry, guys. That's, man, video's awful. And the sense I'm getting is that, you know, we may be coming through a burning cycle here where we may be burning off karma. We may be burning off things in our life that aren't working, right? And that is the sense that I get. Things here weren't working, so we had to burn it out or get rid of it. But I feel like for some people, depending on your perspective and where you sit in this, I feel like for some, this was thrown upon you. So it wasn't of your own free will. You would not have made this decision. But for some people, I feel like this was their decision and they had to get rid of this because they felt that it wasn't working. So that's the perspective I'm getting here, is like we really have to burn up those things that weren't useful to us anymore. And this is the thought process, really the sense I'm getting here is that this guy's just really like, I don't know, like he can't put it together. He can't put two and two together, like why it happened or why it happened the way that it did, stuff like that. Okay. But there's a completion here, nonetheless, of a cycle, nonetheless. Fate, yes. Karma, Wheel of Fortune, yeah. Okay. That's the sense. Okay. So on the Queen, we have, interesting, the Queen of Pentacles, we have wealth, and the Ten of Pentacles. So this is very interesting because if you're this queen, you are very solid and sturdy financially, and that is not a problem for you. But at the same time, there's a Ten of Pentacles in this one. It does talk about wealth, but it also shows a couple here that is embracing. So there's a sense here, because the Queen of Pentacles, she is the one that's with, you know, usually they're married, they have the family, everything's solid, right? Rock solid. There's nothing to see here. It's all locked down. And then the Ten of Pentacles just shows that, you know, financially, this woman is well off. She's got everything covered. So there's no problems here in that way. Financially, no problems. So as we move to the future and the stress cards, right? We get 14 about temperance, and here they talk about art. So, okay, stress. Now, why would art be stressful? I think it has more to do with, hold on here. Man, this is a bad video. Sorry, guys. I thought it would capture it better. Art and temperance. Yeah, I feel like it's just our limiting our thoughts. We're running away with our thoughts in a bad way. Our thoughts are going, no, we can't do this, we can't do that. And not only that, our belief systems may be limiting us from stuff that we want to do, but that's the barrier there. We're holding ourselves back. Like an example that I've used before is like someone that believes that they can't get divorced, so they'll never divorce, even if they're in the wrong relationship, right? That kind of thing. That can make you a very unhappy person. But if you think that you're not allowed to get divorced for whatever reason, whether it's religion or whatnot, then that will limit you to your happiness, because your happiness may be on the other side of that divorce, okay? So this kind of stuff is going on with this person, and it may not be as drastic as that, but it's there nonetheless. And they have to balance that out. They say, they're giving me a sense here. It's like, we don't have to say black is white and white is black, but we need to compromise. We need to go into, you know, different color zones here. You know, it's not just yes or no. There's a maybe in there, and we got to find that common ground to make us happy, because we just got to get closer to the happy is the point here. So the Nine of Wands, Prince of Cups. So I got to go back to the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about feeling physically tired. The Wand's about action, taking action. We don't feel like we don't want to take action, but we've got more gas in the tank, so we're going to keep going. On top of that, we get the Prince of Cups. So he is the dude that comes in with the poetry and the whatever. He's riding his whale there, or not a whale, it's dolphin. And he's coming in with the daisy to impress somebody, right? Now, is this you? and you're fed up, right? You know, some of you guys might be in a relationship where you just kind of had enough, but you're not ready to throw in the towel. And there Laloon comes in and he's dancing on a dolphin his way to his woman. We'll see. And he's coming to share some emotions, really, is what it is I'm getting. Though I don't know that it's the lovey-dovey kind, okay? That's the sense I'm getting because of this card, right? Because they're giving me this sense at the beginning. We've got some turbulent waters in the background there. We're trying to balance out. And this guy's, you know, he's swimming on clear, crisp water. There's not a ripple on it. But I get a sense here that this woman's full of the ripples. she's got the ripples within her. So somehow they got to work it out, these two. They got to work it out because she's kind of not even impressed. And he's full of energy and coming in her direction. So maybe some of you guys got someone headed towards you in that way. Now, I'm going to... Okay, love, hope. You're just going to have to give me a few minutes because they want me to go through the love, the sex cards as well. Well, the romance cards, I guess, a little deeper. And then some other cards here to tie things up. So, yeah, so I'm going to do that. Shuffle one more. Okay. So we're going to get into the romantic side here because right away the Two of Cups came out. So again, there could be a scenario where someone is being mothered by someone, and that could be in the relationship as well. We could be talking about couples here where one person is being mothered. Right. Or feeling mothered, or yeah. Just give me a minute here. I feel like, okay, if that's the scenario, because we got to expand on that. If that's the scenario, we got someone here that's feeling mothered, whether it's whatever. We're going, there's not a sense here that that's a bad thing overall. But it's not good for the person who's mothering. The person who's receiving is going, oh, this isn't a bad thing. I like this. But for the one that's sending out that mothering energy, it's like a codependency, right? They're going, we cannot have this in the same vein and come out okay. We're going to build resentment. Okay, this is what is going on here. So we may have some relationships either in the beginning stages or in the stages of really balancing the scales in the relationship where you're past the dating phase and you're starting to get into the routine where you're really exposed as who you are in the relationship, because sometimes people hold back. That's the sense I'm getting for some here. In that way, there's going to be a situation where we realize this, but not to the highest degree where we're going to stop it or change it or mutate it to a degree that it's not as taxing on us. If you get my meaning. Yeah, there's some important messages coming through here. So there's a sense of that. If there's a mothering situation going on, they're going, be careful with that. It's a very slippery slope, and it can build resentment real quick. So we want to be healthy with that, healthier with that. Don't want to stop it. We want to do it in a way that we keep our self-respect on both sides, right? You don't want to fall into patterns, old patterns, I said. So this might be pattern behavior for some of you guys. Mothering and looking after, especially the water signs are good for this, bad for that, right? Depending how you look. Okay, so we're going to get into the romance side here. And then I'm going to drop one card as I go. There it is again. Okay. Whoa, the picture's painting here. Yeah. Okay, we're getting into the nitty gritty. Okay, and that I'm just going to leave the 2 of Cups sitting there because they're going, yeah, that's just what it's all about. The love zone. Okay, so we're talking about the balanced energy, the Ace of Swords, the truth that comes out. And what do we get in the romance area? The Tower. So the truth came out. It was not a good truth, right? And this was the chaos that we had in the background. We found out a truth that kind of threw shit in the fan. And now it's a big mess, okay? So this is what I was sensing in the background. This is what's going on. A sense of a truth coming forward. And there's victory because now we know what's going on, but it's not a victory because now we got to deal with the aftermath, okay? So boom, there it is, okay? Now, the Page of Swords, which is the contemplation, right? And I can see this on either end because if somebody was caught, well, what are they going to say, right? They're going to be kind of shutting up, shutting up, that kind of thing. So this is the sense I get, though it's not highly, it's just like, what do I do? What do I say? Not really in an activity mode either way. They're just sitting, contemplating where they're at. Now, on top of that, the ruin, right? Because the ruin of finding out the truth in whatever manner that it came forth. Then we get, man, the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles in this in the romance deck is someone taken off, like the secret rendezvous. That is. So that's what hurt so bad, is because we found out someone was sneaking around behind her back and going off and seeing someone else. So this card can mean anything from like an emotional affair, like somebody really investing emotionally in another partner and kind of stepping out on the partner, but may not be physically, or could mean physically as well. But with 10 stabs in the back, either this person has done this continually over and over and over to a degree that it's just, it's ruined, right? It's ruined. It's ruined. And that's why the Tower. Whew, okay. So as we look into the pleasure part, which was, you know, coupled with this card of what was it? Discontent. I don't even want to say discontent as much as boredom. You know, it's very light. We have the pleasure, which was like, I got a sense of pleasure being connected to the past. Okay, weird. Okay, so we got this cheating scenario going on. Okay, somebody stepping out, created a tower. Somebody told us the truth, didn't like hearing it. Okay, we found that somebody went off, ruined the relationship. Now this pleasure card comes in amongst everything. And what do we have next to it? We have the 3 of Wands. Sorry. Put the first card. Okay. The 3 of Wands, which is a one up in a relationship. So that's this woman, she's sitting there like she's been just asked to marry. Like, would you be my whatever? And I usually say this is the will you move in? Will you date me? Will you move in? Will you be my wife? Will you? So it's a big leap forward and kind of doesn't fit, right? We have someone going out cheating and telling some kind of scenario here that the tower falls. Some truth comes down and the tower falls, and it's about someone going out and sneaking behind the back. But in the middle of it, well, as we turn into the future, we get someone here who may be asked to marry, and it creates a pleasurable situation. Now, that doesn't fit here, but we'll figure it out. On top of this dude that's contemplating, okay, he's sitting back, he's not taking action or anything. So it can't be this dude that's proposing marriage. I don't understand where this energy is coming from, but we'll figure. Okay, so the contemplation was about kind of the Wheel of Fortune is what I get here. Even though it's the 4 of Wands, this says to me the Wheel of Fortune is spinning. Things are turning and things are locking into place. maybe the fact that there's someone here that wants to engage with you in a relationship in a way that they see a future with you, but you may not know this yet, is the sense I'm getting. Because we'll move on. Okay. 10 of Wands, we get with that Wheel card, and that's about putting your best foot forward. And even though this is a 10, this symbolizes to me beginnings, stages of introductions. Because when do we do this? We put our best foot forward when we're in the beginning of a relationship. We kind of watch our step, right? And this is kind of the sense I'm getting here. Like he's greeting her like, hey, how's it going? Do you want to go for whatever they do back in that day? It's kind of a time period piece. Do you want to go to a dance? Whatever, right? Or I'll buy your subway ticket. Let's go have coffee or tea, right? This guy's trying to impress her. And I feel like this is fated highly, okay? So again, this card's just sticking out, but we'll piece it in later. Okay. As we move down to on top of that Queen of Pentacles, talking about her wealth. On top of that, in the romance area, we get the Two of Swords, which is interesting because Two of Swords is about, I say, again, I'm not a what do you call that? Traditional tarot reader. The sash is over the heart. I feel like the Two of Swords is usually about indecision. So I grant this to mean that we're sashing off our heart to someone. We may have a lot of wealth and material possessions that we hold dear, but our heart is kind of closed off, or at least shielded. Okay, it's seen there, but it's that sash to me is like a netting over top there. You just can't get in there. So there's a sense of that happening with this Queen of Pentacles. Now, if that's you and your energy, you're good with your wealth, but your heart's in a condition where it's kind of shut off. Sense we could go shut off to the valve is barely on a drip. Really, is what I'm getting. Okay. Next, when we get into that Eight of Swords energy again, right? And then the tempering of that. Temper. We don't have to go left wing or right wing, but we need to temper our emotions. What do we get on the romance? The Judgment. Excuse me. I had steak today, and it's, wow, heavy duty. Okay, so the Judgment call, right? And I feel like this person, whoever is resonating with this, that is really tortured with their mental scenarios here. I feel like the universe is really calling upon you highly to do some things, either to deal. I feel like, if we're talking about this Queen of Pentacles here, it's to deal with that heart issue. We're good in our wealth area. We're good in a lot of areas, but that heart, I feel like the universe is clawing to get in there and say, we got to balance things out here because it's not all the way you see is not in balance. That's really what I'm getting. We're not seeing completely what we need to see here, and we need to temper things. Okay? So that's what I'm getting there. I feel like I'm yelling. I always get that way. Okay. So on the Nine of Wands, I want to give up, but I got a little more gas in the tank. Then the Prince of Cups, which is about love coming forth. Then we get the King of Cups. This is interesting. Now, okay, I'm not confused. This is interesting. Is this two, or they're going, yes, it is. Okay. Interesting. So we may have a young prince who is coming in and the sense I was getting was that we may have a young prince coming in from the past to deal with some issues here having to do with the whole, right, catastrophe and truth and whatnot. Okay, so this may be attached to this young guy, because the sense I got from this card even though it's a dolphin and all of that stuff is fun loving, they gave me a cloud of this ain't going to be fluffy stuff. We got to talk, and this guy's coming in a way that is like kind of charging in, but it's not going to maybe be what we want to hear or what we think we want to hear. Da, da, da. Now, he is young, he is passionate, and he may even be angry. Okay, that's what they're saying. So there may be some issues here because I feel like this is the one that did wrong, really, to us. Okay, now there's that one. Now there's the King of Cups here. Now, what is going on? I asked if there was two, and they said yes. But now they're going, this is an involvement of one man as well. So we have an offering here. We can have an offering here. Hey, Ashley. Oh, my God. Hey. Yeah, I'm going to be back online, so spread word. I'm going to try and make it in here twice a month at least. I'm just doing a narrative right now. Just kind of telling a story, a little romantical here. It's kind of, and then we're going to get into, maybe I'll just, we'll see what happens here. Some people wanted some cards, so we'll see. I might just shut it down. Then we can open it back up to do some card readings. I'll see what happens if there's people or not. Anyway, I'm at the end of the rope here. 9 of Wands, or 9 of Wands, yeah. And we got these two I got a Prince and a King. And this King, I'm getting very regal, very strong, silent type. This is the type of King that really, I mean, if you see in this card, he's pouring his cup of love, right? That's my idea of it. All those liquids are emotions that are going into one area. So the sense I get from this dude in this deck is that I have a lot of emotions. I'm going to put it in one loyal direction. Now, we had a Tower come down with the 7 here with someone taken off. Could be you or the other person, depending, right? Now, if it was the other person, meaning, hold on. If it was you, then this other person's going to come back and demand, the truth about what happened, why, da da da. Needing answers is the sense I get. That kind of fits the energy that I got from this dude. Oh, good. Yeah. I just decided I'm out camping, so I thought I would come in and got Wi-Fi. So I thought, I'll do some cards I brought. So I wanted to, and I want to do this more often on here. So I'm here. Okay, so Prince of Cups. Okay, I'm still figuring out here. Shouldn't have had that beer. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, the Prince of Cups is, he's in demand of some information, and he may be, on the receiving end of this cheating stuff. So he may be the one that is needing answers himself. So he's demanding that. And that's the sense that would fit very well with what I got energetically. So that's that. Okay. Now, the King, he's a loyal, devoted husband. He is emotional. He can have a great propensity to hold that back. And the sense I get with this guy is that he is going to be maybe not in the bedroom so much, but he holds it back, and he's not a grand gesture kind of dude, right? He has a lot of emotional sense. I think that may come out in the bedroom, but he doesn't carry it forward in public is the sense I'm getting. Kind of strong, silent type in that way. So now they're telling me this is confusing, but I'm going with it. They're telling me this can be for some, right? Because this is a narrative. It's going to be a wider audience. So this can be an old partner that has grown into a new partner. So this old dude could have been the one that took off, right? he may have grown into this King of Cups, and now he wants to put his love into one direction, not the back door that he was going out of, okay? Which created the Tower situation, okay? So that's one. Now, the next is that these are two separate guys, and he could be on either the receiving end or the giving end of the cheating, and that will fit as you see fit. And this is just another dude that comes in, okay? Okay, sorry, I don't know why I felt like I had to repeat that over and over. Okay, so now we're going to get into the sex cards. And then I'm going to give, I left my my certain cards at home, my, I always blank. Power of, what are they? I don't know. I left my cards at home, the ones that I usually do with the relationship to help you, how do you say, gain focus on what you need to work on. I don't have them. So I'm going to use my dragon cards, and they're telling me my native spirit. So we'll go here. Okay. I'm going to go one step deeper, and then we'll clarify with some stuff here. Because there's this sense that there's relationships here that need to be grounded and some that need to be let go at this time. And because of this bust apart, this is kind of the do or die phase here. Okay. So the Tower moment and the truth that came forward on the sex side of it, we get the Knave of Wands, right? Hold on here. I'm going to pull these two as, because there's a sense here. Yeah, because the truth, the Ace of Swords, about the truth, right? Coming forward. The Tower is what it created. There was truth here that was revealed, created a Tower moment. And then we have the Knave of Wands. Now, this card is really about a beautiful, sensual connection, right? Wands is about fire, about passion. Both of these people are embridled in the highest passion that they can feel. Now, the sense I'm getting, if I can keep this straight, is for some people, they may have been with the wrong partners. Now, they went out and cheated with a partner that they're supposed to be with. Okay, you with me? But they cheated either from a marriage or from a solid relationship that was foundational. Okay, but they cheated with a partner that there's going to be maybe karmically tied to, not karmically, tied to, because that's like their one, or that's like they're the one they should be with, right? So this is what's going on here now. That's the Tower. Is someone stepped out on a relationship here and cheated with a partner that is supposed to be part of their future. Okay, now, next. Talking about the ruin that it's causing in the relationship that's there, right? Because the sense I'm getting is all along this relationship that we weren't happy in, and again, I don't promote cheating, don't get me wrong, but all along we weren't happy with, but we didn't take the plunge to jump, and this is what has happened. Now we just accidentally come across one that we're actually supposed to be with, not just one that tickled our fancy. So that's the Ten of Swords, right? Because that partner that's there, that they may not be in the happiest, but they thought they were doing okay, that's all of that crap. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Love and Light back. Thank you. So that's the Ten of Swords. That's that feeling of all of that crap coming down. And the Seven, right? The Seven is about the action that the partner, you or the partner, went out and actually did that. Because this is the secret rendezvous, doing it behind the back, going out and getting away with it, okay? Now, on top of that, we get the Four of Pentacles, which is interesting because this makes me feel, sorry, I'm always on the wrong side. This makes me feel like we may not have been either fully physically interested in our partner or fed up with what was going on with our partner in a physical way. Something to do with that, or our partner was, switch gears wherever you need to here. But there was somebody here that wasn't impressed with the sexual contact that was going on in their relationship, so they jumped to another one or jumped to another person, period. Okay? And this is why and what happened. Okay? This is what's behind the running. A sense of not, they're going, not being pleased. They said that right out. Not being pleased in the bedroom. Just wasn't, not cutting it anymore. Okay. So when we talked about the pleasure and this weird card of engagement and whatnot, like leveling up, doesn't make sense when you're in a bust apart. The next card I get is the Eight of Wands. Now, this is about being tended to. Again, I'm not a traditional, and sometimes I throw away the rule book. So this one here, they're out in the field, he's feeding her grapes, and this is about the bliss and the enjoyment and the adventure of the first beginnings of love, right? You want to sit and drink wine, you want to sit and feed grapes or whatever here, and then the fire of passion. So it's all about that stuff. Now, this is all great groovy stuff, but it's all under the content. So is she just dreaming about this? Is this what she's dreaming about? Pleasure with and marriage to someone else that she can't quite get? Because that's the sense I'm getting. We may be in dreamland here, wishing for a marriage that really made us happy and gave us pleasure, right? So having cake and eating it too, yeah. And then they got all the mess on their face. They go, I never had no cake. I never had no cake, but it's all over. Oh, yeah. Been there. Yeah. Here, have a napkin, honey. Away we go. Okay, so this is what's going on. So I feel like this might be the sense of a little bit of daydreaming, okay? So we'll leave that because that's kind of in the beginning of going into the future. And again, when we can manifest things from our own dreams, so like taking over that. Okay, so where are we here? Contemplation or completion, sorry. I shouldn't make fun, but I mean, if you don't laugh, you end up crying, which isn't a bad thing. But oh boy, well, see, that's the sort of truth, right? That cuts through everything. Now caught by the boom. Now Now it's out in the open, and the best that you can hope for is that everybody's truthful. What do you really want here? Are you just going to deny and create an illusion? You can't get nowhere with that. So at least be honest and tell the person, well, whatever. Because the sense here is that, there's something wrong in the bedroom here. Because this woman, she's not having it. He's like, oh, can I start? And she's like, I don't know. Get me the paper, would you? Like, this is just what I'm getting here. Somebody's not getting thrilled. So that's why they're taking off. So if we're not going to work to make that better, then, let's move on. Okay. Time wasters. Sorry. I'm in a Saturday kind of mood. But anyway, where was I? So we're talking about the completion. Again, this is Four of Wands. It's kind of weird. But again, it makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune, the spinning of that, things that come in your life that are fateful, This is what's going on. Now, on top of that, we had the 10, which was about, to me, introductory phases where we're trying to we almost have a mask on. We're trying to put our best foot forward to the degree that we may not be truly ourselves, but we're trying to make a good impression. That's the sense I get there. On top of that, we get the stars. Now, this is always said to me that this woman, she's going to make this man feel like a star, like that he has stars in his eyes for her, is the sense that I get from this. And that's the sense that one of the partners feels they can do this, or they find a partner that creates this for them. Now, in the beginning, we have the Knave of Wands, right? We're talking about this dude that's the passion, and that's all of the stuff But this was a tower moment. This was done on the sly, right? So that's why it became a tower. We didn't just break and go. It was done behind the scenes. So yeah, someone's dreaming about going where they're tended to, going to a marriage where they're tended to and romanticized. Everything like that is going in that way. And then someone else here, and this is the Page of Wands. He's thinking about feeling like a star in the bedroom as well. So he could be thinking that he's going to want to do that, or he wants this done to him. He wants to have stars in his eyes over a woman, or he wants to make a woman, idolize him in that way. Okay. Trying to catch up here. Okay. Now, as we move down to the Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, you know what? There's going to be stories going to be rampant this time of year. We just have to really confront if this is where we are at. We want to move forward or we want to stay. And that's really what you have to get grounded with. You just have to be 100% honest with yourself and know where yourself wants to go, or whoever's in that situation, and then just go there. Because I think a lot of times we're in denial of things, right? In relationships, and we may not always realize that. Anyway, Ten of Pentacles, talking about the Queen, the wealth, right? And about the indecision, and also about, that heart being sashed off. Now, what do we get on top of her? The Empress. How crazy is that? That's crazy. Why? Because the Empress is abundant. She's absolutely fruitful in the heart. She's full of compassion. She's got everything, right? Everything. And her heart is open. She's not going to beg for it, but it's open to a degree that there's men coming after her. Okay. So there's a sense here of something weird going on with the heart, but there's compassion nonetheless. So we may have to work within that, right? Because this is the Queen of Pentacles we're talking about here. And if we got the Empress next to her, that could also symbolize the mistress as well, right? That could also symbolize the mistress. You know what? I just figured it out. Okay, give me a moment. We have a Queen of Pentacles that is in our view here that is of wealth, okay? Now, this may be one of the people that are in the relationship here. Now, I feel like that is the person that is sturdy financially. I feel like, or it could be the other person as well. I don't know. No, it's not. The Empress is always the one that's desired. Because this too is kind of in regards to the relationship with the Queen of Pentacles. It's like we're kind of shutting our heart off or sashing our heart in this direction in order to look for the Empress that comes in with compassion, sexuality as well, right? Because it may have some vavoom in the bedroom that we just don't carry with someone that we've had in such a long-term way. It's getting boring. That's the sense I'm getting. It's too stale in the bedroom. We know everybody's moves and nobody's talking about new moves. Nobody wants to do new moves, and nobody really knows that the other's not satisfied, right? So that kind of thing. We're just not talking about it. Okay, next. Talking about the Nine of Swords. So that's about the self-limiting behavior, right? That's going on. The tempering that we need to do in order to bring about some change here. The universe coming in, trying to blow in our ear here. Something's wrong. Now we get into the X-rated zone and we get the Ten of Swords. So there's a sense here. Okay. Yeah, because they were warned instinctively. That's what they're saying. They were warned instinctively to do this the proper way, to come to the partner, break it apart, or whatever. They did not do this out of fear. So this is the problem here. This was the warning bell. This guy's instinct or girl, depending on, I'm not, it goes both ways. They were warned to do this the proper way. They never did it, and it created such catastrophe, right? Such emotions. This woman's cup is just all over the floor. It's gone. It's empty. And the sword of truth is right there saying, well, it's because he cheated or because he left, but he couldn't tell her, because he felt it would hurt her. Well, now you hurt her twice as bad. So that's that. Okay. Now, last row here. And then we'll get into some guidance, and then we'll see what we're going to do. The Nine of Wands is talking about the wanting to give up, but again, the feeling I got more left in the tank here. What's going on? Prince of Cups. Again, that could be a different partner for some. And for others, it's going to be the partner coming back, depending on what side of this scenario you're on, whether you're offended or offendee. Yeah, the person that's needing the answers. Why did this happen? Da, 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 da. This is the sense I'm getting. And notice how that flower is pointing down. It's not like he's offering it forward. It's pointing down, But he's got his cup. He does have some emotions here. He has to get off. And it may be, and for some people, I have to say this because we really have to get on our path of being with the right partners. And if we're clung to the wrong partners, we're not going to get to the right ones. We're just going to have more chaos, more disappointment, more heartbreak. So we really have to get true and honest with ourselves about that. And that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people are in heavy denial about that. Who's who and what's what here. And it may be very confusing, and you have to use your instinct. The Prince of Cups, he's needing answers. So no matter what happened here, it needs to be discussed, is the sense. Then the King of Cups, and this is the dude who is a little more mature, and it may be the partner. There may be some here that have had a time pass, like a year or 2 years. They're going 2 years, where we've had situations where we've been away for this long after this, and there's a needing to come forward, and people have grown, and, things have changed. Okay, just catching up with the chat there. Yeah, it's about your own dignity. You really have to take a stand for your own self and explain to the partner and that's something I avoid doing a lot of times, is I don't feel they deserve, so I just go. You know what you're doing, you know why you did it, and I know why. What needs to be hashed out, but the universe keeps pushing you back in there going, well, I gotta figure it out. So along my involvement, but anyway, so that King of Cups, he's the one. And there can be some here that if you've had, because the sense they're giving me is if you've had a break of about 1 to 2 years, there is an involvement that this man has gone through, that he's realized his mistake, but ultimately it's not a mistake, because it may have been there just to break you up, which is what you needed to do because you needed to be with other partners. Things like that happen. I think there's a lot of that should happen that's not happening still, but nonetheless, then he's the one that is really, now again, this is about involvement, but it may not be for you. It may be for someone else. So you may have a partner that cheated on you. You split for a year or two, and now you realize that this other partner has evolved and changed, but it's not because he's meant to go back to you. It's because he's meant to go and evolve for someone else, which may not be easy for some to take either. And this is the sense I get from this guy, because he's pouring that one cup into that one chalice there, and that's it. That's loyalty is what I'm thinking here. So this guy has learned his lesson, but it may be a lesson to move to another relationship. Then what do you know? You get the World on top of that, which talks about the completion and the end of the cycle. And that's the situation. It's the end of the cycle. The completion is made. The circle's done. Now you're free to go in another direction and do whatever. And I don't want to say this to give anybody hope. Yeah, I feel highly like I shouldn't even say it, but I'm going to say it because people have to use their discernment. There's certain situations, scenarios with partners. They may have to grow and evolve with other people and come back to you knowing the lesson that they learned. They couldn't learn it through you, so they had to get it through someone else, but then they come back. And then there's ones that just aren't meant to do that, right? Okay, yeah, Ashley. Yeah, because they gave me the anywhere from 1 to 2 years. There may be an involvement in the man, but beware, don't get your hopes up. But you do have to communicate is key. Don't get your hopes up for anything, but there can be involvement from a page or a prince, sorry, to a king. There may be involvement in the man, but there still has to be a communication as to where each person sits, right? Within that involvement. Because you may have evolved past him, and it's like, no, I don't want, even if you are involved, I don't feel it in my heart, I don't feel it in my soul. Or it may be, you know what, you've evolved, you've learned your lesson, and I feel there's valid, and you can show me, then, There's things like that. So it's very complicated, very complex. Okay, so that was the reading, if anybody made sense of it. I feel like I'm kind of a bumbling idiot here. But I'm going to bring about a few cards here. They want me to give you a dragon card for that energetic, what did I call it? Narrative. Thank you. For that narrative, and also a native spirit to ground you guys out. Because, so dragon to take you out there, and a native spirit card to kind of bring you back down. Because the dragon spirit, I feel, is what you may need to keep in mind as you move forward if this resonates, right? I did shuffle, but I'm shuffling again. So the dragon card, lilac fire dragon. Wow. Transmutes through the power of divine love. Whoa. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, joy, and hope. Okay, so I'll try and let you guys see this. These are very intricate drawings here, but they're kind of cool. But the lilac fire is about, just give me a minute here. It's very red and black and gray here, purple, like dark purple. I think what they're really, what they're making me feel through this card is, even through that reading, and I'm not good with my words today, but it's always about the love, the pure 100% love, non-codependent love, right? Pure love. And I think that's what we get deluded by, because there's people that, I don't want to be alone, so I cling to this, or I need someone, or we have codependencies, so we're not quite healed within ourselves, so we get those other people that aren't healed in the way that latches onto us, so we feed off each other. Those kind of things, I think, once we get past those and we start to feel the lifting, and we may not be ever clear, but we'll be at a point where we're lifting and we're feeling lighter from all of that. And that's the point where they just want you to feel the love, and whatever brings that to you, gravitate to that. And if it's a past partner that did you wrong, but you can rise above that, then do that. And if it's not, and you can't, then don't. And that's really the thing. And this is really such an individual path. It's not even funny. Like I can't say, oh yeah, I'm getting because a lot of the things, it takes that free will away. I'm seeing this, but it's really, now they're just going, well, it's, there's so many splinterings of this that is really individual path people, meaning you may have a situation where you're in the exact same phase. Okay, so we'll talk about this position. Somebody found out the truth that their partner was cheating and everything hit the fan. And then you find your someone next to you is in the same exact boat, but you can't do the same exact thing. You can't use their rule book. You got to use your own guidance system. And that's the thing. We look to the other person and then we get all revved up and go, yeah, she's doing it. I'm going to leave, pack my bags, and we're both going to go. But it may not be right for you, for your heart. And that's where I think this guy comes in. Lilac Fire is just talking about the purity of heart transmutes through the power of divine love. So almost like, I feel like this dragon, what they're wanting this dragon to do for you is to cut through all of that, transmute all of the cloudiness, and just bring you right to that pure heart. And that comes through healing as well, right? So that's the cool dragon there. Now, we're going to get into the native spirit cards, and I might have to do a little reading here because these ones are really deep and really grounded. And I have a lot of, I don't know, a lot of shaman native stuff really resonates with me. So I don't know, I gravitate to this stuff. And it really does work. A lot of native shamanic stuff is just back in the day, it was the only thing that worked for me. When I needed to get stuff to work, it was the stuff that worked. So, holy flip. Okay, give me a sec here. And then we'll shut it down and I'll decide whether you guys want to do readings or not. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this video so that the narrative is on one video and then the live feed is on another. Well, they're both live, but okay. Here we go. Oh man, this is what I got. Warrior of the Heart, and it's like this big bear. Okay, too funny. How? Yeah, I couldn't have if I planned it. I'm gonna read for this one because I'll hold it up here when I find it. I feel like there's something and they give things you can do, which is cool as well. Okay, give me a minute here to find placement. So Warrior of the Heart says you have a radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. So be impeccable in all of your actions, no matter what others believe. The Creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live from your heart rather than your mind. Honor your truth and speak up for yourself. And I feel like that's highly what they're trying to say, even though I didn't say it. It was you need to speak up for yourself. And that's what I find hard to do as well in relationships, especially because we're always worried about the other person to a degree where we don't even fill our own needs properly. And that's kind of got to stop. So the native spirit wants you to know the greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies would I'm not going to cry, lay down their weapons rather than fight. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away, but there are also times to stand up for yourself and those that are less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that, fear less. Acknowledge that you're frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people will find and act on their own truth. You're a light and a bearer for others. List everything that you are afraid of. Then, next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does the fear cost you? Then, make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. That's basically what I was trying to spit out in a nutshell. I was talking about taking action and standing up for yourself. And through your example as well. But it may not be exactly as the next person. That's kind of what I was trying to reiterate or whatnot. I was talking about we can inspire people to do this in their lives when they are urged from the inside instinctively, is what I'm trying to say. But not like they're copycatting, but they're doing it because they know that that is their truth. So hopefully that helped you guys. How many? There's a couple of yous. Do you guys want personal readings? Because I can come back, but I'll shut off here, and then you give me 10 minutes to organize, shuffle my cards, and then I'll come back because I think somebody asked. Okay, so I'll do that just so that the videos is just easier to catch things, whatever. So I will do that now. Give me about 20 minutes and maybe half an hour. I'll go for a pee. and we'll go from there. Okay. Thanks, guys. Hopefully this will help some of you guys. I'm kind of a rambling idiot. I'm just kind of getting in touch with my energy, but hopefully that helps. And if you want to catch me next week, I'll be on Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. You feel free to join there. I do weekly stuff in there, and we're just deciding how it's going to go for the fall. So if you're into that, have a look there. And if not, I will see you guys in a half an hour. Okay. Take care. Talk later.